Hey guys, COMPUTEROSIS here. Welcome to another episode of Let's Play Oh my gosh, that was the worst thing ever. And I'm still gonna keep going. This is COMPUTEROSIS, and this is Let's Play JD the B Legacy. Okay, I already fucked up the intro. Okay, it's hot. It's very late. I'm trying to get this all set up so that I can be able to upload this in time. So bear with me if it sounds like as if I'm sounds a little bit more monotonistic, I guess. Sick. But anyway, this entire episode we're going to be on the Snowy Mountains, which is an area that I went through, and there were only 2 or 3 power cells I didn't get the first time I was here. Well, mainly because they weren't that obvious, and second, like I said, I only want to get the right mountain. There we go. And this was one of the things where I guess I sort of showed up like what I originally was doing during my first playthrough, where I kept on hitting the bears. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to get over? And I'm like, fucking screw it. Not gonna worry about it. Already enough power cells. Let's move on for the lava tubes. Yeah, I think that's what next plan is on. My mind's drawing a blank here. It's so late at night, and I've been playing Project Cross Zone for the 3DS, and so far I'm fucking addicted to it. And let me make this one thing clear. Going in, I already knew it was going to be a strategy RPG. I already saw all the trailers for it. And the last time I actually played like a strategy RPG, or let alone SJRPG, was Disgaea. I think it was the second Disgaea. Yeah, because it had the opening and the song that I like, and while I was playing Project Cross Zone, I went through sort of the art book thing, because I got the limited edition because they still had some available at my GameStop, so that's near me. So that was weird. And I was like going through, and I'm like, okay. Like, first I'm like, okay, I probably won't recognize any of these characters. Turns out I recognize almost all the characters. And then I'm looking back, I'm like, wait a minute. I remember on G4, there's a show called Cinematech. And on that show, they will show a whole bunch of gameplay trailers, or gameplay / trailers, and some other weird anomalies. And there was like 2 versions. There was a regular Cinematech, which ran in the daytime, and then there was Nocturnal Emission, which ran in the nighttime. Nocturnal Emission had a lot more adult-like content, where the daytime had a lot more, daytime content, or at least a lot more family-friendly, despite the fact that the highest rating I saw for Cinematech was like TVPG, and Nocturnal Emission was TV14, and because there was no G4 show that went TVMA for sure. And I remember when I was watching this, I was like watching like all these different like Japanese openings and endings to video games, and mainly from Nocturnal Emission, because I was mostly watching that and regular Cinematech. And when I was watching regular Cinematech, it looked like as if Cinematech is just American trailers, I guess, with a few European trailers thrown into it. But Nocturnal Emission's like, oh yeah, that's where I can get my otaku on, and my pervy sage mode on, I guess. So I'm going through and I'm like, okay, I remember seeing trailers for all these different things, from like Namco Bandai, Sega, and Capcom. It was a blast from the past. It was freaking amazing. I can't say I've gone that far. I'm still in the prologues of Cross Zone, so, which is weird though, because I'm addicted to it. Yet I've only played about an hour of it, which is weird. But then again, I was like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to keep mashing the A button, and sometimes use the directional button with the A button combo in order to make sure that I do a different move besides just the standard A type move and stuff. So I'm trying to be as careful as possible. Like I said, the last time I played a strategy RPG RPG that wasn't Fire Emblem, because I had to add that in because Fire Emblem seems to be the strategy RPG I go to. I go to. Like there was Path of Radiance, there was Radiance, and then there was the one on the 3DS, which name escapes me because I seem to always go back to Path of Radiance. Radiance when it comes to Fire Emblem. I don't know why. I should be getting to the 3DS version. I'm so left behind. But yet again, I don't know anyone who actually has that game. Actually, no. Yeah, I do. Over on Skype. Completely different thing. But yeah, the Sky was the last strategy RPG I did, and I remember I freaking loved it. Never beaten it. I remember when I was playing those games and I got done through the tutorial. I'm like, okay, well, time to go and face off in an actual real battle that's not tutorial heavy. And then I'm like, hey, why don't you go for this mystery bag? Or something like that. It's a cool way to level up and gain new items. I'm like, well, let's go into the bag. And then I realize I'm barely at level 5, and the enemies are like over level 30. I'm fucked. And I'm going through one after the other. I'm like, okay, we're on the 4th level. Okay, probably next level will probably be the exit. And then 5th level, it's just my main character. It's just my 2 main characters and my mage, because my mage was pretty cool until she died 2 turns in. And she was the hottest of all the mages I had. Granted, I went a little biased and had an all-girls team. See, there were no guys except for my main character. But even then, that's some pretty cute nicknames I can think of off the top of my head. It's been so long. And man, am I not doing so well. Well, I'm really not doing so well at Snowy Mountains. Wow. There's gonna be a lot of wondering. Don't worry. I edit. Well, I barely had to do any edit. Of course, there are devs, but I made sure that if the dev was playing this was done. Anyway, back to the Sky. Sorry. Like I said, this female mage, because I had an old female team except for the main character. She died 2 turns in. All that stuff was basically the main character, and of course, I'm gonna assume Succubus. God, I keep forgetting her name. And it was just us, and we're like, okay, I can do this. He's got the rear, she's got the other side. It should be totally fine. All of a sudden, Archer. And I'm dead. So yeah. And I rarely play strategy RPGs. I rarely do. And the ones I do play, I always say to myself, there is no way I will ever try to LP this. And it's not because like, oh, I mentioned, I don't know when I mentioned this. If I haven't mentioned it, then wow, it's been long. But I've mentioned that there's certain games that I like, but I'll never LP. And there's certain games I don't like, but I wouldn't mind LPing. I don't, and whenever it comes to like games that are obviously like, okay, many people have LP this. What's a clever way to do this? Oh, I know, play on hero mode. Oh, I know, show off how badass I am, or something along those lines. But like, there are a couple of genres that I just will not do an LP of. The obvious one is first-person shooters. Although, yeah, first-person shooters, or just first-person anything. Thing, I guess. And another one which I recently added to this, and I should have had on the list back when that was like strategy RPGs, because I don't play them as often. If I don't play a genre as often, why would I LP it? Platformers, I really love platformers. If I wanted to, I could do a blind LP of Rayman Legends when it comes out, because I already know I'm gonna be loving that game. I also would be trying to do an LP of Kingdom Hearts 1.5. 5, which that's gonna be interesting. See, I also tried to do a less watch, but that's sort of up in the air and might not end up on my channel. Yeah. So there. Wow. What the? Wow. So I went from talking about how I'm obsessed. I'm already obsessed with Precursor. So I can't wait until I get to the section, probably in chapter 2, where I get my ass handed to because I fucked up. I put Ryu in the wrong section. He should have been guarding Kite in Black Room. Cosmos was to the side, and she could in no way get to the side. For some reason I haven't unlocked Alex Mercer or Joe Valentine. I'm still trying to figure out how to get them on my team. So I don't know. Playing it blind, and it's blind. So it's pretty cool. One thing I have to note though, and this was, something I kind of expected it, but it was like maybe that. And the thing is that that when you get it down to it, it's more or less it's translated in English, but all the dialogue is in its original Japanese language. So all the voice actors and voice actresses, or Japanese voice actors who played these characters in the Japanese version of their respective games, they reprise their roles. At least I'm going to assume that all their voices are exactly the same. So far, I can confirm all the Street Fighter voices to be all the same. I can confirm the Tekken voices to be all the same. I think Cosmos is still the same, as well as Kite and Blackwood. I'm just naming the ones that I'm more familiar with than just, oh, I've seen trailers of them. Oh, I know about their little mini series, which was still based on the video game. Oh, I remember the movie that Cinematheque did a few clips of. So, I guess. So, it was that. And, oh my gosh, we got our first power cell. Wow. And we're, how many minutes in? 12? Wow. What the fuck was I doing? Oh, right. I was wandering, trying to figure out, okay, where to go first? And that was sort of thing I kept on failing through even just playing this again. And still, I still had to think, okay, what should I do first? Well, what's the thing that's more closest to me? Well, I can do that, but seeing as how I'm trying to do a full thing, I'm like, okay, what have I missed that I couldn't do before? Oh, that's right, there's that. And I keep missing the secret cave. I don't know why. And it wasn't until because usually I try to do these all in one take, which should be pretty simple. The problem was, like 35 minutes of the original footage of this, it stopped because it ran out of space. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to. And this was when I was editing the previous episode, so I'm like, okay, I have to edit the previous episodes out first before recording more parts of it. So I record on there, did the voicing on that. I was gushing over Kingdom Hearts for sure on that, and then work from there. Then when I finally had enough room, work on the rest of the Snowy Mountains, and then work on Lava Tube. What, by the way, what you just saw right there, pretty alternative. I'm pretty sure that is not the right way to go up there. In fact, it's better to go down than up. But then again, I was always curious as to why were those platforms late? Were you supposed to go up there the right way, or were you supposed to slide down? Or maybe they're both right, and whatever's. I'm gonna say whatever's. 2009. Alright, but in other news, I've gotten back into YouTube commenting, which, well, I have done in the past before, back when I wasn't uploading videos and having to worry about editing at all. But like during the times I'm like converting these videos, I'm like, okay, time to get on YouTube. Let's see, what haven't I done anything? And I went back to a previous Sonic 06 episode from Game Grumps. Like, because I remembered when it first came out, because that was like one of the main reasons I was like watching Game Grumps videos for Sonic 06, and after hearing the news of JonTron JonTron reaching season 2, which forcing John to not continue his endeavors for Game Grumps for now. Well, since I was never subscribed to Game Grumps in the first place, so for those of you who ever came to the conclusion, wow, you're commenting on a lot of Game Grumps videos. Yes. Are you subscribed to them? And then I'll be like, no, I am subscribed to Referee Games because of Adam Sessler. And if you are a big fan of Adam Sessler, or just X-Play in general, like back at the old X-Play, then subscribe to Referee Games. They are fucking awesome. Every single one of them. You got Adam, Tara, Max, the rest of the Red Free crew. It's a blast, especially going through the E3 videos, because I went through every single one of them. Didn't really comment on every single one of them. I wanted to comment on the Rayman one, but I didn't feel like it. But they were just amazing. And I think they literally were the only ones like really doing coverage on it. Yeah. But on a side note, back onto this game. At the time I didn't know. Okay, I know I'm supposed to beat the crap out of them. I don't know they're trying to break the ice, but how the hell am I supposed to get them down? And it wasn't until like watching the replay when I'm like, oh, I had to destroy all of the enemies before they're like, wait a minute. It's quiet. Too quiet. Hey, how dare you? I got my shield and... Well, fuck. And then I'm like, hey, I did it. Hey, which is weird. Let's see, what was I have to keep referring back to what was I... Anyway, it was this one Sonic 06 episode, and because there are only a few Sonic 06 episodes from Game Grumps that I would rewatch over and over and over again. The most obvious one was episode 20, and this is where they find the Knuckles glitch, and that's when Ego basically goes, I can't do it. And oh look, another power cell. Wow, 2 and okay, at least I was catching. Okay, before I get any further about the Game Grumps thing, just imagine this whole thing with the flut. Look, just pretend I never done this, and this was all done in one take. Now that I've gone through that mind, let me get back to the Game Grumps thing. So anyway, one of course was episode 20 with the glitch, which has the "what is this?" from Ego Raptor, which never gets old. It's old. And this other one, and it's again from Ego Raptor, and this is where they are playing Silver, and they finally get to exact the revenge against Sonic, and it's like, it's no use. And it's just Ego Raptor gone nuts basically, and when the video uploaded, this one commenter decided to do a little rapping, a little comment rap, and that spawned other people to respond with a comment rap. Basically, it was between Silver and Sonic, and then of course someone added in Shadow, and then someone added in Amy, and then of course I added in. And then I started adding Rouge, the Bat. I'm like, okay, so it was very quick. It was like less than 20 minutes. I would have done it in less time, but I kept on thinking, okay, I have this awesome line, but should I put it before or after that? And it was just keeping with a particular beat, but then again, it just got lost in translation. So I did all that, and then immediately after I did that, like close to a day later, someone responds back to me, and they're starting off. They got like 2 lines done, and then they're like, "Fuck this shit." And so I reply back, First, I retold their entire comments, changing a few of their grammatical errors, and then I just continued on with the rap by making it apply that, oh, they were trying to be tails because their first two lines didn't say anything about, okay, which character are you? Like which Sonic character are you per se? So I'm like, okay, this will be perfect for tails, and I end up just going with it, and then not too long after I post the comment, and then they're like, I'm suing, and they comment, I'm suing for copyright, right? And then I'm like, okay. So I rap back to them by saying that that I just added on to the rap. It's completely free. Use it however you like, or like, you know, like that. And that's basically how the cookie crumbled on that one. And I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to get on the red eco thing and literally try to break the boxes there, where I know that you can only break them using the yellow eco thing, but that's not something that hasn't happened yet. Which, by the way, because where I was thinking of, like, okay, how am I supposed to start this? And I was supposed to start it by saying, if you wanted to go through Spider Cave on one go without having to, like, retrace back, because we're gonna have to go back to there, it's recommended to go to the Snowy Mountains first, which, if I mistook it correctly, it should have been the first thing that you see after you basically leave this sage's hut, and you pass by the miners. You know, it's pretty simple. Simple, right? I mean, right? Oh, man, I'm tired. I'm still striving on, and I still have 25 minutes left. So yeah, going to the fortress. And the reason why I say that is because there is an area, and remember I said missing the secret cave, and I missed the secret cave the first time I played through this. Always missed it every time. But then again, this is only my second time actually playing this. And I'm going to play through it fully this time and get everything, get all 101%. Because in every Jak and Daxter game, and I do mean every, it is possible to get over 100% completion. This is no exception. So referring back to it is, like I said, I kept on missing the cave, which has the eco thing, which will allow basically the yellow eco tanks to fill up, which you'll be able to fully finish the spider cave thing, like get all the precursor orbs there. You'll be able to get that one power cell from that one speeder section. That name escapes me. I'm tired. That's gonna be my excuse. It's like, the reason why I can't remember is because I'm tired. But then if you're like right next to me, you're like, wait a minute, dude, it's like 3 in the afternoon. Really? But no, it's 2 in the morning. It's 2 in the morning, and even though my TV set's on and they're showing Inuyasha, I am doing this recordings thing, doing recordings. Gosh, wow. And I don't feel like doing a redo. This is all live, okay? Because even when I start doing post commentary, it's gonna be one take wonder. It's all gonna be all one take. No matter what mistakes I make, it's gonna end up on the recordings. And for some of you, like, oh, why? Just don't, okay? Just don't, okay? But I'm like, well, first off, I like doing things live, but sometimes I can't do them live. Sometimes I have to do post commentary. So what better way to maybe give the illusion that it is live somewhat is by, you know, recording one take wonder just on the first take. take. Because if it, and I've probably mentioned this multiple times, if it's one thing I've learned from any sort of recordings I've done, whether it be Let's Play recordings, like video recordings, and project recordings, because there's been a couple of times where I've done video projects and every single time, always the first take always turns out to be the better take. No matter how many screw-ups I've done in the first take, and wow, that was kind of lucky. How many takes I've done, I always end up choosing the first take, because that was the one where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in the zone. Let's do this. And then like second take on, I'm slowly degrading to the point where it's almost like, so here's what we got here. We've gotten three power cells, and we barely scratched over 200 precursor orbs. You know, now that I think about it, I could have went down to the miners and gave them my precursor orbs to get all the power cells from the area. So yeah, there would have been that, and it would have been, and it wouldn't have that feeling of lifelessness. It would feel so lifeless, I guess. But not to worry, we're halfway through this video, and yeah, so there's that. There's so many things here. I will be saying this. For the handhelds, I'm gonna be playing Project Cross Zone. But for the console, since Tales of Xillia is coming out, I've been replaying Tales of Gracius. Yes. And by replaying, I mean continuing to play that. And wow, I died. And look at that jump cut. I jumped from death to all the way outside of the thing. How is that possible? Well, to be honest, after that death, there was a long instance, like close to 5 or 6 minutes, where I was trying to figure out what to do next. I'm not joking. And then once I finally figured out what I was supposed to do next, that's when the memory went low and I had to do it all over again. So for that instance, since I decided to take out these little generator things, because I have to jump over them, but the thing is so big and these things are attacking. And did that little ice titan, that mini ice titan destroy that ice lurker? Oh, that was kind of cool. Cool. Hey, get down! Get up there! I want to get up there. And then I'm like, I keep getting pushed back. No, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Oh, I made it. Woo! And yeah, that mini ice titan destroyed that ice lurker. Oh, that was kind of sad. Which is pretty interesting, in fact. I mentioned about how my best friend, well, I mentioned this in an update, that my best friend was going to be doing an LP of Tac 2, and the reason why he's going to do Tac 2 instead of Tac 1 was because originally what was going to happen was he was going to do the Tac trilogy, and I was going to be with him because I never played the Tac trilogy, or at least the console ones. I've played Tac 2 for the GBA, but that doesn't count because it did something completely different. And it showed. I ran out of water. So, and what happened was I was trying to set up the program because I was gonna live stream it, but take the video from the live stream, and then keep the original file, and then I would just hand him the file so he'll be able to upload it. And despite the fact of how good it was, okay, it wasn't as good, but it was good enough to at least be like, okay, at least we're trying. At least we're trying this thing. But the thing is, I was testing out, and this was like during the thing, and it didn't end up that way because first off, stuff. I was running multiple programs simultaneously. Like, not only was I running Octop Showbiz, the same program I'm using to do the audio recordings for this, but also, I was throwing up live stream, and this was like pre-Twitch. Well, I had Twitch on there, but I was slowly trying to figure out the mechanics of like how to fully use it to its full advantage while it's free, and not having to worry about actually having to pay anything in order to get all of the benefits. I'd rather work with the benefits I have right now, and then work my way up to higher benefits, which doesn't really make any difference except be on the front page and be able to do a better chat display, I guess, if I want to bring it down that way. And wow, look at that jump cut. Yeah. Yeah. Now we reach on the second part. This is the part that got recorded over. Originally it was. Actually, no, it wasn't that long. So the right amount of length is there. There's only one instance of a cut, but it's very minor, and I don't think it'll be noticed that much, I guess. But still. But anyway, back to trying to record the tag thing, because I tried doing it on his laptop, like trying to do with the same thing, use the capture device. For some reason, the capture device was working on his laptop, but I put the installation disc, and it still didn't work. And if there's one thing I've learned about my friend, which is he's Son of the South, by the way. It's not the coast, it's Son of the South. The Son of the South fan, or he's now Son of the South fan too, since the whole account fiasco, which I've mentioned multiple times before in previous LPs, so there's no point trying to bring it up again at this point. But anyway, try doing the course, didn't work on here. Try to do it here, and all I did was just do a whole slow down, because there was multiple programs going on in the background that needed to be running in order to make sure this thing worked. It worked. Sadly, it just slowed things down. So it kind of a bust. And I guess another reason why the first tag game was going to be LP'd, besides the fact that it was going to be an illusion where, I never played it before, it's going to be my first time, it's kind of blind, but he's going to tell me, okay, it's supposed to go here, get the Euroballs, there's 100 Euroballs, and I'm like, wait a minute, are you sure it's just 100? I'm pretty sure there seems to be more than 100 Euroballs, and it turns out they're right, there were 200 Euroballs, and the reason why you collect all 200 Euroballs? For some sort of concept thingy, if you collect them all. And some of them are in the snowy things, where if you're not good at any snowboard game, if you're not like Sean White or Tony Hawk, and you're barely classified as a Bear Jera, then good luck with that. And seriously, how do I? Even looking back at this, how could I miss the opening thing? Literally, when you're on the ice, you can literally look down and be like, whoa, how do you get down there? And then you look around and you're like, all I see is these weirdly placed trees, and whoa, I can go through the trees. Oh my gosh, secret area, this is so cool. Like, why did I come to this conclusion? Oh, that's right, because I was only focusing on the power souls I had right now, because I had 70-something power souls, be able to go for the lava tubes, and I was so happy. And why did I go back to this temple? There's nothing here. I've done everything I can. I'm gonna do that again. And the reason why I could edit, because it would just be a weird jump cut edit, and I'm trying to keep it as natural as possible. You know, that's just how I do. Okay. I'm still tired. Right. Which, if there's one thing that I should never do, and I probably won't do this until New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, or some type of Eve. Is there a Labor Day Eve? oh wait, I can't do that. Because the day after Labor Day is usually the important day that I'm supposed to worry about. Ugh. But if I go to sleep too early, I oversleep. If I go to sleep too late, I don't sleep as much. Either way, I end up very, very groggy. And even though drinking coffee may or may not help with that by building me up with caffeine, I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't drink coffee. I apologize for the yawns that are being picked up. So sorry. Just damn. Ugh. But yeah. But as you can clearly see, I'm slowly trying to get like even before I go down the cave, I'm taking care of the generators and taking care of those. It's pretty simple. And then I beat the crap out of all 3 of them. It's pretty cool. And I started contemplating over the whole getting those 50 small green orbs in order to get one third of your health back. Unless you get 50 and you already have full health, then it counts as basically like a 1 free hit for any enemy I like. And wow, that ice lurker just jumped. Like he had some distance, and then he came down with fiery vengeance. And I had to pause at that moment because I'm like, what am I missing? Oh, I'm missing 3 power cells. One I can easily do because it's on this mountain and I'll be able to actually complete it. But the other 2, where are the other 2? Which basically, those 2 are basically kind of conjoined because after you do one, you can do the other. Cause and effect. Love it. Well, another thing that because I finally tweeted this video on Twitter. Yeah. And I don't mean the Tales of Symphonia HD collection or the Tales of Symphonia Chronicles thing. Because I'm already hyped as fuck on that. Despite the fact that I've told Dakota how hyped as fuck I am, he's like, it doesn't look as appealing because it doesn't look like any sort of graphically advances happen. And I guess that's, yeah, but then again, it was the Japanese trailer. Hopefully the English trailer will at least show there was some sort of improvement in graphics. But then again, I don't really give a fuck. I fucking love Tales of Symphonia. But yeah. And I fucking just love the Tales series. And I'm freaking glad that they added the characters from Tales of Vesperia. The only Tales game that was on the Xbox 360, and I didn't want to get an Xbox 360, let alone borrow it from my friend Sonic Top Fan 2 just to play this game. Although, to its credit, I really wish it is because I saw the secret boss and I know who it was, and it made me giggle all fangirlish, even though based on my favorite character from, even though he wasn't my favorite character from that Tales series, it was just cool to see him back in his form. And I liked the little quote that they gave, or at least the name that they gave him, which was really good. Well, that really good. But anyway, back to the video that I linked, because originally when I uploaded this particular video, I tried to set up where right when it gets published, that's when my Twitter feed would say, "Hey, I posted a video," and then you click on the video like, "Wait a minute, this isn't your channel. This is a different channel." Yeah, I did a video for another channel. And it was basically my review of My Little Pony Equestria Girls. And of course, I'm playing it in my suave black wizard voice of Faploon. It's like, "Yo, what's up? It's your main man Faploon, and Blue. And yesterday I got to check out this movie, My Little Pony Equestria Girls. I gotta say, like try to be all suave and black hairs, but I sound like as if I'm trying too hard. So there's that, and yay! Finally go for the secret cave, um, cave, where I only die twice. Only one of those deaths I edit, but you'll never know about that second death. No one will know about that second death. No one. Okay, I got lucky with the glitch there because I barely jumped and it just rolls me up like a fucking elevator. That was cool. Anyway, there's that, and I died, and now we're back here. Uh, which this is something that I gotta say. When it comes to the things that I edit, when I edit them down and then I convert the video so that way it can be one continuous video, so that way when I do commentary on it, and it doesn't feel all choppy. And it's not me like waiting until the thing goes done and then I start up again, and then I'm in the middle of something where I'm like, so anyway, I was talking about this video, and then I go back and I was like, and then she was like, well, I don't think dudes who are into that stuff, and I'm like, well, okay, and then it would be like that weird cutoff sequence, where it would just seem very, very awkward, and you're like, wait a minute, what were you talking about? And then someone in the comments will be saying, let's just say you don't want to know. No. It was nothing, just nothing. But anyway, so anyway, originally it was supposed to upload that way, where it would just go straight on my Twitter feed. Didn't happen that way, and so I kind of ignored it for a while. I didn't really bother with it, left alone. Close to a week later came in, over 100 views were already shown, and there was already just one dislike, which I can see where they're coming from, because there was like literally no thought put into it. It was like I just got done from like an all-night sesh, and I finally get down to do some recording, and it's early in the morning, because that was literally the time I was recording at. I seem to do a lot of recordings in the morning. It's weird. And so when I started doing like, okay, I'm gonna have to delay these episodes of Chain Memories, Rechain Memories, and hopefully you'll be able to do some JD parts as well, and do all that. And then I went back to the video, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna tweet back this video. I'm gonna tweet it back. That's okay. I'm just gonna tweet it back. So I did, and that's the whole entire story. And we are so close to running out of time. You're probably wondering, oh my gosh, there's less than 2 minutes left. And there's still one power cell left, and there's still like something else. Are you gonna be able to do it? I feel so, because whenever I do these one edits and put into one continuous thing, I don't rewatch them again until I'm in the recording process. Literally, I'm seeing how the edits went into full play as of late, which as more than emphasis on blind. And look, we already have 90. There's like 10 left. Well, actually no, there's technically 11 left because there's 101 power cells. Why is there 101 power cells? You'll find out once we get 101 power cells. So yeah, yeah. And there we go. We have all the power cells here in Snowy Mountains, as well as all of the Precursor orbs here. So you know what that means? It's time to go down the mountain. Hopefully we don't die. Woo! Ooh, man, what a trip! What a ride! And considering how I've already mentioned how there's always a delayed reaction to these recordings. Just to let you know on that. Just your daily reminder that whenever I do post commentary, it always seems like as if, don't quote me on this, but please do, that there's always a desync whenever I do the recordings. And it usually is, except for that one time, and that one time never happened again. So anyway, Away. This has been Snowy Mountains. The Snowy Mountains from Let's Play J&D the P Legacy. This has been COMPUTEROSIS. And this time, this is going to be a two-parter. And by two-parter, I mean it's going to be 2 parts meshed into one. One, we're going to be going through all the other sections to make sure that we got everything. And second, we're going to go through the lava tubes. Yeah, so check you guys in the next episode of Let's Play J&D the P Legacy with your host COMPUTEROSIS. That's me.